In the dead of night, when the shadows creep, Timothy Fylth is joining while Cryptid sleep. Sasquatch dancing from the solid skies. Monkman's ventures with glowing eyes. History built and cryptic cartoons. Space out radio, blasting past the moon. Dogman howls, aliens grin. Buoys block as the wind begins. Draws legends that we love, from swarmy lands to stars above. Rushes pays, the crowd leans in. Every stroke lets the fun begin. So buckle up, touch truth news. Dirty film and cryptic cartoons. Space out radio, we're starting for you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Cryptid Cartoons with me, Dirty Fylth, my associate, who you can't see as well, Fox Vegas, and Cats, who actually probably won't make his day because they're outside causing a ruckus. I'm here every Saturday, pending UFO abductions, getting beaten up by Sasquatch or otherwise. And Dave is here Monday to Friday. And also, I got that new theme song Dave got for me, which is pretty fancy. He even snuck the word boobies in there for me. Score. So today is the impromptu struggling improv show. So I'm just gonna draw a bunch of like characters first because everybody wants to see what it's like when the characters are drawn first. So I'm just gonna draw like headshots, I guess, with a couple characters. And the first one I'm gonna do, I'll just draw the man in black first, and then somebody's gonna have to give me an idea what to draw next, because that way, we can just go from there. So, what happened? Oh yes, cat snack fevers. Yes. So I'm gonna draw man in black first, and everybody else have to give me an idea what to do in the next one. So that way, this is my best Drunken Joe Namath struggling attempt here. So, like I said, usually I have cartoons and stuff all ready to go before the show. But today, as per request from the other day, the last episode was, could you possibly draw cartoons first so we can see what the drawing process looks like? And yeah, so this is usually I draw everything in pencils first, and then after the pencils I paint it all up and then ink it, and then that's usually the general process of how it goes. Excuse me. So I'm going to do the man in black with his little blank slate that he carries around to wipe out people's brains so they don't remember that they actually encountered a man in black. But yeah, it's fairly similar to how everything normally goes, except it's kind of like the reverse process today. Oops, look at that. Usually this is also what I do when I go to the local pub. I'll sit there and scribble a bunch of cartoons and hand them out to unsuspecting victims, or they just leave them on the wall, which also works out good because then it's kind of like free advertisement, really. But something about the man in black, I was kind of mentioning him yesterday. The man in black is kind of the military police of the cryptid world in my cartoons. He makes sure that they don't do stupid things like walk out into a video camera and he would get a clear photo of himself, and they make sure that he makes sure that people like the Nightcrawler are not stealing clothes off clotheslines and things like that. Alrighty, so that's kind of quick little sketchy of the man in black. Let's see here. Oh yes, I should say hi to everybody. Hello, Fylth 5630. We only know there's only one, so good on you anyways. Oh, great. It's my mom, apparently. Hello, Swindlin. Hello, everybody else that's there. Look at that. I had my dad and my mom come on the show twice in 1 week, once each. Apparently, after the show, I get to go for some pizza with my uncle and my auntie and Swindlin and Brett and whoever else shows up there. And I'll probably have to scribble a cartoon and leave one there for that. Yeah, that's my mom. I'm gonna have to bring her to court for using my likeness, though. So sorry, Swindlin. You're gonna get served when I come see you today. Hello, Magnus Zetterqvist. Probably said that wrong. Jade Niffer. I know it's Jennifer, but there you go. Hello, Mickey G and Kitty Caddywhack. Who else did I miss here? Oh, StreamYard. Live viewer comments show up on StreamYard. Great. Who else did I miss down here? Let's scroll down a little bit. And Undead Jed. Hello, Undead Jed. I also forgot to say hi to you yesterday, Undead Jed. So I did the Man in Black. I need another idea here. Let's just draw an orb in the meantime. Orbs are pretty simple to draw. The what and who now? Oh, yes. You could draw a little Apslar moth here. Orbs usually have a little bit of a glowiness around them. And some... Yes. Oh, I'm going to do that. Well, this is going to be the first time I draw that, so it's going to come up as a little bit different. Let's put a little, maybe a little bow or something on her. I don't know. But definitely has to have the eyelashes, because that's very important. References coming up from Fox Vegas. And she's got like 90% less chest hair than the other ones. I'm going to have a swig of my tea here, but purple. Much purple. Excellent. There we go. But yeah, if anybody has any requests for this, and then you know what, maybe I'll after the show at some point in time, or you know, during the show, we'll have to figure out who will be the brand new owner of this pile of drawings.
Oh, Jennifer says draw Baby Goblin.
Baby Goblin. All right, Baby Goblin coming up next. So this is the Apslar moth. That was a custom request, was it not there, Fox?
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioned for a birthday present.
Commissioned for a birthday present. And yes, there we go. A bit of fuzz. You know what? I'm going to put a... No, I can't do it. I got to stay true to the character. There we go. Little Apslar moth. The name Apsalar was from Malzahn Book of the Fallen, which was a character. His original name was Sori. And she was a cruel assassin. And she ended up traveling with two little tiny skeletons that look like little dinosaurs. And, well, without ruining too much, they found out her name was Apsalar. And then the dinosaurs were like, well, hey, that's a goddess's name, and you're not actually them. So they called her not Apsalar. I think it was an inside joke type thing. And now we'll do Baby Goblin here. The Baby Goblin. When he was just a wee lad, taking his first steps in Kentucky. It feels odd to do the cartoons first, and then you know, I was thinking about putting a bonnet on him, but we'll do that next time. He doesn't need a bonnet right now, but he is going to have a gigantic soother. And I'm not sure how this is going to work out very well, but here we go anyways. He's got a little soother in his mouth. Looks like a key crammed into his chops, but that's all right. That's what happens when you improv things. And let's give him one of those little suits they used to have back in the day for babies with a little button-up thing on the front and the butt flap. There he is with his little tiny goblin hands. Yes, I'm gonna go for some pizza today. Let's see here. We'll put it in the front, the little front flap thing there, and then it's got drawstrings to tie it up. Look at that little baby goblin. Baby Gobbo. Look, Smithers. Gobbo is coming to town. Oops. Man in Black, not Min in Black. Oh, I gotta open my window. I'm melting here. Doesn't help. I got like a long sleeve shirt on and my Grim Reaper clothing. Ugh. Oops. Oh yes, and I finished the. Damn it! I finished the Christmas card. So if you'd like a Christmas card, shoot me an email. I can type it in right here. Send me an email, and I will ship you out a Christmas card. And maybe there'll be some little drawings or something crammed in there as well. Okay, bye, Swinley. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye. I'll let you know when I'm all done. I may have to draw a little bit longer than usual. Where did undead dead Joe? That undead dead Jesus, good God Almighty! Let's go find out where he went. We'll just scroll up here. I don't know where he went. Hi, Poncho. If I didn't say hi. Well, I can't find it. We're glad you're back, though, Undead Jed. All right, what am I drawing next here, folks? I still got some more space on here. What do you draw? I think of cat snacks. This is for some reason the space frogs really enjoy the cat snacks on Earth. They come in a little red bag with a little cat face on it. The jerks are outside right now, running wild in the neighborhood, pestering the big dog next door. One day they'll just get eaten, and that'll be the end of them. Cat snacks. Okay, Undead Jed, what am I drawing next? Help me out here. You get to do an HBO special. Help a brother out. Snacks. Babyfoot, eh? You probably do one of those. There was a Babyfoot that was purchased at the art walk this year. That was one of my favorite ones. And it came into existence, well, kind of by accident. There's a funny story about that. He shrunk a little bit.
Zombie foot.
The zombie foot. I don't think I've ever drawn a zombie for a long time. We'll have to do a zombie next then.
That was from Undead Jed.
Okay, thanks, Undead Jed. There we go. Little baby foot. They're usually easy to draw because you just draw them a little bit smaller. And he looks just as goofy. His cranial skull hasn't got all cranialed up yet into the large classical Sasquatch cranialness. Let's see here. A zombie, eh? Let's do a zombie. We're gonna have some little bit of a googly eye going there for him. Most of his hair is already fallen out, so. Yeah, he could have he'll have a little, let's give him the Hulk Hogan here. He'll have a little bit of hair on the side. I guess with zombies, you just got to make sure you get little pock marks in them and everything, and a little bit rotty skin. And here we go. He's got his little zombie shirt. His little gimpy hands because he's been all rigor mortis. Rigor mortis. What a great word. It's like the misericord. There's a hospital in Edmonton called the Misericordia. And people don't know that the misericord is actually a knife used to finish off knights back in the day. Because, it's kind of hard to kill somebody that's got a whole bunch of heavy-duty plate armor and chainmail and stuff. And so what you do is they take the misericord and they poke it into their eyeball, into their brain, or underneath their armpit to pierce their heart. And that's how they would. Yes, it does. It feels like that when you go there. They're like, you just want to get stabbed and die now or later.
No, it's where
Yeah. Every time I had to go to the emergency room there, I'm like, oh, it's probably the last room I'm ever going to go in. He's got his socks. He's still wearing his socks with his little gibbled, crippled hand there. You know what? Let's give him a skeleton friend too. Because you can't draw a zombie without a skeleton. Actually, there was a thing going on X, and it was all people drawing a elf character. Someone drew an elf, and they tried to draw the perspective looking up from underneath the chin upwards. And the person was kind of hesitant to share the drawing because they didn't think it was very good. But you know what? Nobody likes their own artwork for the most part. Anyways, a whole bunch of people started drawing their own style of it. And a lot of people were like, hey, I haven't drawn anything for a long time. And this has kind of gotten me back into it. So everybody had a really good time. One person went and drew the entire skeleton, then the muscular structure, and then the flesh over top of it and colored everything all out. And it was actually really neat. They did it in Photoshop or whatever. So it was, you get to see the whole process of everything. It was kind of cool. That's where I was kind of getting the idea for the skeleton. But you get little skeletal digits. And after this, we'll have to figure out something else. So rack your brains, people. We'll need another character after this. He'll be waving. He's like, hello. Hello, zombie friend. What's your name? And the zombie's like, brr. The skeleton, well, his name will be Boner. Hello, Boner. He's just getting regular cartoon feet. Tough titties world. Here we are. I have a skeleton. I have a muscular structure of a humanoid. It's 3D inside my door of my studio. It's called the 4D man. It's kind of neato. Let's see, what else can we draw here? Swindlin, aren't you supposed to be going and doing swindling things? And how come Canada Post is so stupid? Grump about that all day.
Draw your cats.
The cats. All right, that's easy enough. Let's start with the gargoyle. My Gargy boy, my shadow, who is also madly in love with Fox Vegas. He's got an extreme foot fetish for her, and her feet can never escape it. He's a weird one.
And he has no respect for personal space.
Yeah, personal space doesn't exist with that guy. He's got a really long tail too. Little Gargenheimer. What a handsome boy. So the way we'll figure out who gets this is
Snuggles and Jinx.
yeah, I could probably do that. Cats, bats with hats. I did a cartoon once of a vampire wearing a hat that had bat wings on it, and he was playing baseball. He's like, "This is my batter's hat," and then the alien was just face palming. Here comes the gargoyle or the gremlin, the least intelligent of all the cats. He's always happy because he's just oblivious to the entire world. And he's orange, so yeah. And the gargoyle kind of punches above his weight. He always beats up his brother and bullies the other cats in the neighborhood. One day he'll get beaten up, and it probably won't matter to him because he'll just go out and continue being a goofball. The old Gremloid. Well, anyways, after the show, we'll have to figure out who gets this. So you have to have some kind of mailing address or post office box. And usually the best way to do it is I'll just grab some dice. Shit, I brought my dice. Oops, sorry, Dave, I swore. I'll have to go grab my dice at some point in time. And then what we'll do is everybody will have to pick a number between 1 and 100. And then... oh, there he is. There's that gargoyle coming in. He's like, oh, I found my feet that I love so much.
And of course, headbutts them.
Yeah, he's got to give you the headbutt. And then here's Whiskey. She's a grouchy old bag. She's the sergeant of all the cats, of all the space sprogs. Grumpy old Whiskey. She's usually got her arms crossed or hands on her hips or something, being like, what are these dopey little sprogs doing? How come they're not paying attention to my teachings and my orders? She's got the super fluffy whiskey tail. Look at that grouch. Grumpenheimer. The reason we call her Whiskey is because it sounds like she's been smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey all day. She's got a really raspy cat voice. And we'll draw... Well, I got to do the ghost blob. I can't forget about my ghost blob. The running the supervisor lounge with her short little cat ears because they were all frozen off. Good old blob. She was simultaneously the big bad blob and also little tiny blob all at once. And she gets the 13 and a little hat there. Easy to color now because she's only monochrome color now. Ghost blob. Capital B blob. I gotta have some more tea. Whiskey River. Take my mind. Yes. I don't know how to say your name. Yusikal. What kind of cat do you want to be? Long hair, short hair, smart, silly, handsome, goofy looking, hairless? Call. Okay, Call. Let's do one of you. What kind of cat do you want to be? Okay, you get exactly 1 minute. That'll give you time to have a swig. Look at all these characters I whipped up in like 5 minutes. Or good God, it's been longer than 5 minutes. Holy crap. I'm having some Twining's Earl Grey. I wish I had a whiskey, but I don't have any whiskey besides my cat. There we are. What else could we whip in here? Let's just draw a little UFO in the meantime while we're waiting for the decision maker. Oops, that was a little bit elongated. That's all right. That's the best part about a little improv stuff. You don't get a chance to go back and scribble them up. Egyptian Mao. Well, that just seems really fancy. I think my mom used to have a, oh yeah, wild turkey. Love that stuff. You can just drink wild turkey right out of the bottle. My mom used to have a cat named Lunch Bucket, and I think Lunch Bucket used to pee and poop in the toilet, if I remember correctly. Okay, a hippie cat. Let's do a hippie cat here. Let's see here. Maybe this cat is eating a little bit of fungus of some sort. You get a little bit of dreadlocks on that cat there. Let's see here.
Your mom confirms that about the cat.
Yes, I was right. It was Lunch Bucket then. Great. Sorry, Fox. No chicken wings for you today.
I can get my own chicken wings if I'm so inclined.
Yeah, I guess. I could tell Barb to hang out with you too if I wanted. Here's this hippie cat with his... He's got one of those little poncho things on. So you see hippies wearing that. And a scarf. Because maybe lives in like Portland or something. It's always cold there in the wintertime. Rainy, gross. There's Call the hippie cat. We'll put a little design on that shirt too. You get a little Charlie Brown design on the shirt. There we go. Ugh. Wild turkey. Wild turkey's a whiskey. I think I got to move this a little bit closer to my mouth here. There we go. Let's draw a bottle of wild turkey, shall we? Probably. Sorry, Dave, if that gets you in trouble, but you'll just have to reprimand me. We'll just put Wild Turk on there. That we can avoid copyright infringements. Mostly. But, ooh, excuse me. With slob. This is Whiskey 2.0. Good old Wild Turkey. All right, let's get the... Yeah, he is. Look at him. Well, if you weren't so likable. Okay, let's see here. I forgot someone gifted me a membership. Yes. You can park in the stall labeled Dave Scott. Here, let me get it. Well, you know what? I'll wait till it gets close and then... you know what? Tell your friends to come watch the show. Oh, yes, I forgot to name the orb. This is Orb. Orb. His name is Steven. Steven's his name. And let's see, I get a little bit more space here. I could draw something small. Let's draw a little ghosty guy, shall we? Can't go wrong with a little ghosty guy floating around. Little ghosty. All right. Now, go on to... let's get... I really don't have to color too much background stuff today, do I? No, I don't. Well, let's crud in the way here. I need to properly organize my table. Will that ever happen? No. Okay, we'll go start with little Orby boy. Stephen the Orb. Stephen is also the crazy Irishman in the movie Braveheart. You know what? Just have to use the top of the board as my coloring space. He's a blue orb. He's a gentle orb. Yeah, orbs are super easy to draw and color because it's just basically circles and lines and junk. Dave gonna hit me with a 2x4 named Jim Beam. And we're going to do the Apsilar Moth next because that was a really good one. I approve the colors. I am biased because it's purple. Didn't they have a last name too?
Her name was Veronica.
Yes, Veronica. Didn't the Mrs. give her that name?
Yes.
Yes. This is like a 3-person team effort to make this thing. Well, I just provided the art, which was the easiest part. Everybody had to do the hard part and do the actual stitching and thinking up a name. I think so.
I think we did.
So I did nothing actually. I just showed up and tried to look handsome.
You went through the naming process. That is what you do at the sideshow.
Yes. I have my own desk too. Now we just need a secretary named Janice. Like, Janice, cancel my 1 o'clock. Filthy, you don't have a 1 o'clock. Well, get me one and then cancel it. That's the last thing on my bucket list I ever want to do is have an office with a secretary named Janice so I can get a 1 o'clock and then cancel it right afterwards. Thought my cats were outside being jerks, but there's one here who doesn't know what he's doing. He's slowly sliding off Fox's legs.
No, he's not moving at all. I think he's purposely.
Well, he does have a habit of sitting in weird spots. I was fixing the toilet tank one day and he decided to, because the float was all mangled and wasn't working, so he decided to jump up on my shoulders and I couldn't stand up because I tried to stand up and he just started clawing deeper into my flesh. And then as if I needed to have like strips of meat hanging off my back when my cat jumped off me, so I had to.
Okay, now you're gonna.
Yeah, he's out of control. What do you expect though? He's a cat. Hello, Motorcadium. whatever Poncho you do in the rest of your day, I hope you have fun. And pet any cats that you find for me. We gotta go back to the Apsalar moth here and get that nice purple in there. Oh yeah. Royal purple. Just like Royal Pizza. Still making it great. They better pay me for that. I'm gonna go there today, be like, I advertise for you guys. Here's your invoice. They'll be like, get it out of my store. Or you could just do that. Just get invoice people for things. But I don't know. You probably have to be a lawyer first to be able to fandangle something like that. Have some kind of lawyer skills. You could be a lawyer.
Why does everyone tell me that?
Because you know all the loopholes for everything. It's like, I need to do this. Can you find a loophole for it? Yeah, sure. It's like the Japanese and their loopholes for everything. Can't gamble, but you can win these tickets, and then you take these little pachinko balls to this place next door that doesn't sell you anything unless you have pachinko balls, and yeah, good old Japanese. I'd like to go to Japan, but apparently it's really hot, and I'd probably die on the flight, so that's never gonna happen. Thief cat, eh?
Ugh.
I think I got a little space in here. Let's see here. Might have to. Yeah, you got a little spot right up here. Look at that. Let's see here. Yes. Let's see. Little thief cat. It's gonna have little rogue's hood. It's gonna have a little rogue's hood to keep your head covered. And we'll be rolling all of the crits for stealth as he's sneakily sneaking. I'm guessing Motorcadium probably has a 6th level rogue of some sort in his RPG campaign that he's playing. Let's see here. Little bandolier with some throwing daggers on there. Can't really see them because it's really small and he's a tiny little cat. There we go. I snuck that in there with just enough space. I'll have to do a better one next time. Now back to my purple. I gotta do the Man in Black's purple highlights for him because he got this nice purple. I don't know what you call the strip of on the felt on the hat, but that's what it is. The hat strip. I'm not sure. There's probably a word for it. There we go. Let's get this roguey cat all colored up here, shall we? A little bit of green in there because go. It's got a +1 dagger, which also, when thrown, returns to the user. So we can never have to worry about running out of the last throwing knife. In my one campaign, I have reoccurring characters and reoccurring items, and one of the reoccurring items I have is, it's just called, you're welcome, Motorcadium. It's just called a rickety old tent, and that's exactly what it is, a rickety old tent. And the flavor for it is that when you're inside the tent, you can see out of it if you look through the window. And every time I give it to my players, they always seem to think that there's something magical about it, that I've updated it somehow, that it's magical. And yeah, in one campaign they were in a cavern and they gave some goblins this rickety old tent, and they told them, as long as you're inside the tent, nobody can see you, which they're not really lying because they can see the tent. Anyways, they ended up finding the goblins' corpses in the tent later on down the adventure. So that was kind of a cruel maneuver, but what do you expect from murder hobos? It's pretty much what. And I was supposed to roll some dice today too, but I forgot that I was going out for dinner with my mom and my Uncle Wyatt, who's a secret agent. Guy's been all over the world, flew in all types of airplanes, espionage, things like that. Probably have some guy come visit me tonight and be like, you're not allowed to talk about that anymore. Oh, great. Do a little UFO here. Oh, yeah. I gotta refill my throat tube here with some liquid. Hey, guess what? I never died from the expired meat.
That's good.
Yes. I got that big box of beer and stuff downstairs.
Oh yeah.
My boss was like, I'm throwing all this beer out. I'm like, why? He's like, well, it's bad. I'm like, how's it bad? He's like, well, it was in the fridge and it was taken out and nobody drank it, so it's just been sitting on the counter for a while. I'm like, yeah, okay. But you always tell who has lots of money when something like that is the minimum for getting rid of your bevies. So if you're listening, Watson, I have a whole bunch of Bud Light here for you. And either way, next time I come visit, I'll just bring some for you. Here's little baby goblin. I care about my friends. I've known Watson since we were in elementary school. We used to, back in junior high and stuff, we used to borrow videotapes from Watson, and his dad would get pissed off because, well, he wasn't supposed to lend out his tapes. And, yeah, he got in a whole bunch of trouble for that. And I just remember Watson being grounded for almost every summer forever because, well, that's what happens when you just take things from your parents without asking, especially when they're horror movies, stuff like that. Look at the little goblin with his little onesie jammy jams on. Isn't that cute? I think we're going at 6, so we should be able to sneak over. I think I have a problem, folks. I really like chicken wings, especially because the guy at the place puts these like super death sauce on there. And I get all sweaty and my nose is running and my forehead's leaking. And he was like, Klaus, you do it yourself. I don't know how you do that. Plus, I have to deliver a whole bunch of Christmas cards to all my friends there. All right. Let's do Whiskey Breath because she's a grouchy old bag. It's the grumpiest cat in the world. I don't know how she puts up with those boys every day. Can't believe she hasn't strangled them to death, but she's turning them into good little space frogs, so that's always nice. Oops, I forgot the other paw of Whiskey there. There we go. Nobody noticed that. No harm, no foul. There's that grouchy old bag. She's a long-haired barn cat. Grew up on the farm, and now she's semi-retired in the city. There we are. That's pretty much her exact color. She's got a little tuft of fur on her chest, but it just looks a little bit of that in there anyways. Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. And then the Gargi boy, my Russian blue. He's so handsome. Not as handsome as the gremlin, though. Because the gremlin will steal your wife and your girlfriend. That's just the type of guy he is. Just
he'll steal their pizza.
Yeah, and then he'll steal your pizza because he's a pizza thief. Well, I made some little chicken burger things yesterday, and I wrapped them in tinfoil and left them on the counter for Mrs. Fylth, and then she went for a shower, and I was just drawing on the show, and then I went downstairs after the show, and, well, if there wasn't a guilty orange cat sitting there with a half-eaten chicken breast on the ground, I mean, not like you can really fault him for it, because it's a cat, right? So, yeah, and he's orange. He's already a little bit brain damaged, so there's not much we can really do about it, but, well. He's just got special needs, such as someday maybe he will get his turn with the one orange cat brain cell. God's help us all. That's when he'll take over the world. Yeah. I built a cardboard castle, and I called it Gargoyle's Castle, and it seems like the gremlin hangs out in it more than the gargoyle does, but all the cats like to go in there and claw the bottom of it. It's getting all ripped up. I might have to make another one.
Cardboard tank for the gargoyle.
Yeah, I thought about that. I seen a picture of someone made a tank for their cat. That'd be perfect for the gargoyle. Give it some little, stick it on a Roomba and release them out into the neighborhood. And good gods. All right, it's time. Time for Ghost Blob. Hello, Ghost Blob. Gotta get a little bit more blue in there. It's just the monochrome color now. Up in the supervisor's lounge with all the other cats that went there this year. One of my friends on X, his cat went to the supervisor lounge this year. the other day, and I was like, "Don't worry, Bob. I'll show your little bean around the supervisor lounge and where all the cat snacks are and where the hidden ones are. Look at old Ghost Blob. She's just as happy as ever. There we are. And then the only real color is the halo, because all the ghost cats get a little halo. Nobody look at me using a pen instead of paper or watercolor brush here, but you didn't see that. All right. Then we'll do this hippie cat next. I don't know what color the hippie cat's going to be.
Like, I don't know, sandy brown, maybe.
You know,
Blonde,
as I dip into the brown color, reading my brain. Ooh, that's a little more. Need a little bit more yellow in there. A little bit of yellow and red. There we go. He's pantsless. Repeat, pantsless. But, ooh, excuse me. What a pig. Look at his little half-open eyes there. Alrighty. Let's give him a purple jacket. I like purple. Anytime I get a chance to use purple, I'm taking it. There we go. All right, we got all the cats. We just got to do their eye colors. Get that gremlin first because he's got those soylent green eyeballs. The gargoyle. Gremlin's he's got the yellow because it reflects his personality. Bright and stupid. And Whiskey Breath also has yellow eyeballs. My whiskey. And we gotta put the ear color here for the baby gobloid. There we are. Good old being able to use both hands. And delicious, delicious wild turk. Oh yeah. You know what? Maybe I'll have to get myself a thing of wild turkey today. Yell at all the teenagers standing on my lawn. Babyfoot. This is different from the original Babyfoot because the original Babyfoot was a white color. His fur hadn't thickened out yet. We can adjust that a little bit. Make it a little bit more canon. So I'm just about done with this, and I have to get myself my dice. Could you maybe run and grab my dice? There's somewhere in the basement. It's a big pumpkin-looking jar. A glass pumpkin-looking jar.
I have my quest.
Yes, I have sent Fox Vegas on a quest to the basement of doom, where all the dice rolling goes on. Just bring up the whole jar.
Okay.
That'll make it easier. And the cat snacks. Gotta get the cat snack container here. Where is my cat snack container? Red. A dog man. Ooh. I do have a dog man. He's in plushie form. Because Fox Vegas is absolutely awesome, and she's a master of plushie making. I think maybe I'll have to draw Dogman next weekend. Cartoon of Dogman doing something. Well, Dogman and Sasquatch, they work together at DAS Auto, which is Dogman and Sasquatch Auto. Yes, that's the name of it. Little ghosty boy. Ooh, thank you. There we go. We have the dice of rolling and decision makings. So, after this is all done, remember, if you would like this drawing, it's of no cost to you. You just have to let me know some kind of pick a number. You'll have to pick a number between 1 and 100. Roll a percentile dice, and then whoever's closest or at exactly that number will get it. And all you need is a post office box or mailing address or something. And I'll probably throw some other little goodies in there because you know what? If I can get some more art off my tables and off my shelves, then I'll have room to put more art on my tables and shelves. Here's the man in black. Let's give him a little bit of background, shall we? He's out in the daytime very rarely today. And also, if you win the drawing, I will also send a Christmas card with it, which is very important. I don't really do any Christmassy things, but I like to make Christmas cards and send them to my friends because it lets you know that you care. And I got like about 13 friends, so. There we go. There you go, man in black. You get a nice day to hang out in. You'll have to email me. At Fylth.com. There's my email address. Hello, the Matt Geek. I think that should show up in there. Yes, Fylth@Fylthy.com. And even if you just want a Christmas card, let me know. I'll mail one out to you, and hopefully, maybe we can get some shrinky dinks, and somebody will randomly get one. We're not sure about that yet.
I've got a few prototypes that have actually worked. They just need to be labeled. I need to get more vinyl and more shrinky dink.
Well, let me know how much you need.
I'm gonna go after.
Yes, we are.
Because I need vinyl too.
Vinyl? For vinyl things? We're going to draw the zombie now.
For eyes.
It's very important, for, excuse me, for these characters to have eyeballs so they can see the world. Otherwise, you'd have a... I mean, we're not making moles here. Unless somebody requests a mole. This guy's going to be little Roddy McGristle. That's his name, Roddy McGristle. Roddy McGristle and his buddy Boner. Yeah. They're friends. They've been friends, well, since 1873. Look at his little Roddy skin. Roddy McGristle and his Roddy flesh. How's it going? How's it going, Boner? All right. And, well, the skeleton guy is relatively easy. He's just basically one color. I'm going to try something here. We're just going to give him a little wash. Wash that Boner off real good. Give it a good polishing. Okay. What else do I got left here?
Jennifer said this was really fun. Thanks, Milky. It was cool to watch you draw the characters.
You're welcome, Jennifer. I actually enjoyed doing this as well, and this actually went by a lot quicker than I expected it would. Got to color in the baby foots. Can't have a uncolored baby foot. He's gonna have what color eyes are we putting on him for the baby foot? What do you think? What color eyes should we put the baby foot?
They were blue.
They were blue.
Like his daddy.
Yeah, there we go. All right, we have to. This poor blue pen's just dying on me. All the watercolor color's gone out of it. They have lasted a long time. Yeah, Robert Crumb was great. I always liked his stuff. Apparently, he was a giant shyster. He disliked the Fritz the Cat movie so much he killed that character off in his cartoons. In case if anybody's wondering. Color up this guy. He'd be a little bit of orange cat, sneaky boy. Yeah, Robert Crumb. He did the think it was like American something or another. I can't remember the exact name of it, but his books were really great. They were really surreal, and I used to have a collection of his art, like in a book form thing. Of course, I lent it to somebody. I never got it back. That's usually how it goes. Can I borrow your book? Make sure you bring it back. I still have a contractual obligation with my friend Miss Mayo to bring back a book and 2 comics and my Turbo Kid movie, which I would like to get that back. But of course, she had to go move to Grand Prairie, and I can't just walk over and visit her now. So, oh well. Tighten up my Wild Turk bottle here. There we go. Nice. And then one more thing, I got to do the mind blank, which is also called the blank slate, because it gives you a blank slate. And one more of these, then I got to sign it, then we're going to find out which individual wins the prize. I'll probably end up get my signy pen. Oh, there it is, right there. Eldon Dedini. I have not heard of that person. Luckily, I work in the shipping industry, so I can ship anywhere in the world. I believe it's the 23rd today, 22nd. 22nd. 2025. Here we go. Let's title it Improv Struggling. Improv Struggling. Like a drunken Joe Namath. Look at that. Okay. All right, here we go. So this is how this works. I take 2 dice. Ooh, well, it's going to be narrowed down pretty good. So one number is the ones and one is the tens. So if I rolled these 2 dice, that would be 12. I got to switch the colors up here so I can. Let's go with the. All right. Purple will be the ones and the green will be the tens. All right. So, anyways, if you'd like this drawing, you got to pick a number between 1 and 100. Just type it into the chat, and then I will roll the percentile, and we'll see who gets this. So we have Jennifer with 18 and Magneticus with 69. Yeah, the Mac Geek gets 20. Well, if anybody else is wanting the masterpiece, Undead Jed, he wants 67. Mickey G going with a 42. Well, I actually I thought about this. I feel sorry for anybody on X or whatever. Let me just have a quick gander here, shall we? I don't know if anybody's actually there or not, but let's check out Spaced Out Radio, because apparently I'm live on there. Look, there's me. Well, doesn't seem like anybody's saying anything. Well then. All right. So somebody's picking 47. Whoops. All right, here we go, everybody. Was most known cartoonist for Playboy magazine. I find it fascinating how cartoonists have transmuted polarity in political suppressive times and eras. Probably an aspect of the field LLM. I used to read this comic in, I think it was Club magazine, and it was the character's name was called Sizzle, and she had outrageously large boobs, and there was always like, she would always get into some predicament of some sort, and then all the like guy characters all had like big boners and stuff. It was really weird. Now that you remind me of that, I'm gonna have to go try to find it. Okay, without further ado, let's have somebody have a good day and ruin everybody else's day, shall we? So remember, purple is the tens and the green is the ones. $25. Who's closest to 25?
Oh, you're gonna make them mad?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll buy you some chicken wings, pal. That's a 2 and a 5, by the way. Poggers. I still have my pogs.
I do believe that.
Jennifer has won the prize. Hooray! Okay, Jennifer, I'll need you to send an email to... I typed it in there. Clapping. Fylth at fylthy.com. Just send me email. And if anybody else wants a Christmas card, I'll probably end up sending some cartoons or something with it anyways. I got a whole bunch of little drawings. I might rip out a page or two from my sketchbook and send that as well, because you can use it to, if you ever need like something to start a fire in a quick hurry or whatever. And yes. So if you'd like a Christmas card, just shoot me email. A post office box or something. And unfortunately, I didn't get to use the cat cam today because the cats are jerks. But congratulations, Jennifer. I really appreciate everyone hanging out. This wonderful drawing will be on the way on Monday. And since I live in Canada, and Canada Post is goofy and most of the other mail services suck in Canada, it'll probably take like a week or so to get to you, Jennifer. But it'll be worth it. You can stick it on your fridge or, show it off to your friends. And then you can brag about it on the show with Dave. Be like, I got some dirty Fylth artwork. Ugh. Except Dave has a couple drawings of mine too. So I'll get this all packaged up nicely. And I appreciate, you know what? Might have to do this again. Maybe I'll give away a drawing like every weekend or something. It just saves me a lot of space. I do have to scan this first because it's going to go in my next book, or at least in my little zine that I'm going to work on. But anyways, I appreciate everyone hanging out with me. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And like I said, if you'd like a Christmas card, just shoot me an email, fylth at fylthy.com. You could scroll it up. Oh, Jennifer, by the way, this is the size. The page is 9 by 12. So there you go. Oh, yes. By the way, I might as well plug this since I'm here. I have my new calendar is out. If you're interested in a calendar, you can scoop a calendar there. And I also have my second book available, which I also plug into the... Oh, apparently I can't. But anyways, the link is too large. But if you go to Amazon.com and type in Cryptid Cartoons by Klaus Meidner, it'd pretty much be the first thing. There's 2 books in there anyways. But yeah, if you're interested, get yourself a copy of my calendar. Get one for your mom too, because everybody loves their mom. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I shall see you during the week and next weekend. Remain dauntless, everybody. Tschüss.